Good afternoon, everybody. Phil Simons and Rudy Whitesell with the grain market recap coming at you on Thursday, a little bit early, as we will be closed tomorrow in observance of Good Friday. Rudy's going to give us a rundown in terms of the red wheat market. So, Rudy, what's going on in red wheats right now?
Well, if we navigate here to our favorite website, the Columbia Grain Producers Solutions page, we got a few charts for you.
We definitely do that. Again, right in the middle of the page, we have our latest USDA charts, and we'll take a look at some charts for the week.
Absolutely. Well, here's a little look on what happened with futures markets. For the week, the Kansas City contract came down 24 cents, Chicago contract down 20 cents, and the Minneapolis contract down 26 cents. Despite being rolled back about a quarter here, we've had a good little run on red wheat.
We have.
Yeah, it's good to see that rally for sure after coming down so much. And it's mainly been driven by three things. Number one, U.S. companies announcing that they'll stop exporting wheat out of Russia in July.
Yeah.
Number two, the distress and the crop conditions with the weather in the Southern Plains, right?
Yeah.
And number three, a little bit of chatter regarding spring wheat planting and it being delayed in North Dakota and how that's going to impact potential acres.
Oh, sure. And they really had that big system that just came through this week.
Yeah,
right?
without a doubt. Over a foot of snow in some areas. And, while that could push things back, it's at least good to see the moisture for sure.
Absolutely.
And it's pretty early to say something like that, but definitely something that should be monitored as far as planting goes forward. I figured we'd hone in here a little bit on that dryness and the crop conditions in the Southern Plains. If you take a look here, we got the U.S. Drought Monitor. And if you look right in the middle of your screen, you'll see Kansas, Oklahoma, Texas there. And that D4, as they call it, the exceptional drought, that ruby red color. And of course, that is the breadbasket of the United States.
It is,
right?
absolutely.
Producing a lot of wheat right in there. And of course, this has contributed to some really awful crop conditions. So, for the week, Kansas is rated at 16% good to excellent, Nebraska at 22% good to excellent, and Texas at 18% good to excellent on winter wheat conditions. So, really, it's pretty poor, but I am of the opinion that, some areas, the bet has probably been made. The crop is a little bit behind, and if we could get a few April showers, maybe looking into some May flowers.
Oh, sure. There you go.
But a few April showers, and we could be looking at some improved numbers for sure.
Yeah.
So, but looking ahead on the week here, I don't have much of a bias in the wheat market, but on the bullish side, you could have some more news out of Russia. Crop conditions could keep coming back pretty bad.
Sure.
But on the bearish side, exports are still pretty lackluster, and demand is relatively poor for sure.
Yeah.
But I would say the main driving force going forward in the market is just weather, and weather is what is going to drive wheat going forward.
Sure, absolutely. Absolutely. So looking ahead, looking out to the future, Rudy, if you were in a producer's shoes right now, what would you be looking to do?
Well, I'd probably suggest a GTC today, especially on spring wheat. If you feel like you're undersold on spring wheat, you probably are. And while I don't have too much of a bias looking forward into the future, the one thing I can tell you certainly is that volatility will persist. And having a working order and a price target is a great way to take advantage of that volatility and manage your risk at the same time. So put out a GTC, could fill overnight, could fill while you're in the field, and have a price target and stick to it.
Yeah, absolutely. That's a great advice, because we've seen, the good till cancel orders really have been a great tool to be using both on the upside and on the downside, quite honestly, because like you said, the volatility, that we've seen for the last year and a half now is just really continuing to magnify. Good till cancel orders are out there for a reason, right? You have a goal in mind, and a lot of times we get fills in the night session. When we come back, then we have a fill for you in the morning, which is great.
Absolutely.
So that's great. We really do appreciate the recap, Rudy. Really, that's about it for the week, right? There's a lot of weather really to continue to play into the market, and a lot of unknowns. So be sure to get a hold of your local Columbia Grain merchandiser, get your orders out there and working, right? Look at hedge to arrives, basis contracts, and our accumulator contracts.
Without a doubt.
Yeah. Other than that, that's about it. We'll go ahead and wrap everything up. And remember, have an excellent weekend. Happy Easter, everybody. We'll talk with you next week.